Good day, everybody. So I thought I would make a video today about record players, more specifically, record player needles and styluses. Depending on how old you are, you have probably heard them called needles, put the needle on the record. And then if you're younger, you've probably heard them called styluses more often. So I've got some examples here, and I'd like to explain how this works. So on older record players, I don't have the head shell here to show you, but on an older record player, this is a needle that would go on one. It's small. It would snap into place, and the needle is actually on this tip here, and this would be sticking out to the side of your tone arm, and you could lift it and lower it, or the tone arm would be above that. Okay, you could flip these to play 78s, which are the older records that are made in the 1920s and 30s. They were heavy, and you would need a much more substantial needle to play those. And then you could flip it back over and play your regular records like we have today. So this is one example. But for those of you buying today's record players, like your Crosleys and different things like that, Audio Technica, they have a newer setup. So let's look at three here. All right, so the first one, this is an Audio Technica, and it's kind of an entry-level cartridge. This is called a cartridge. All right, so on the back, you see there's a set of 4 little prongs that plug into your tone arm, okay? And it would be positioned up under your tone arm. So this, the yellow part, has your needle in it. So you can interchange these with Audio Technica. They have different types of needles. So there's so many different things about needles. There's conical, and then there's elliptical. Elliptical needles are more of a pointed shape, and they get down in the record grooves a lot deeper and can pick up more sound. But the drawback to that is your record really needs to be clean and not have any kind of dust particles and things in it for it to work well and last long. There's also the conical, which is more of a rounded needle. Those are what was used in the old days on records. And those are great for older albums and albums that you want to hear more of a deeper bass sound. I apologize if you start hearing a dog bark. That's my dog, Lucy, so she may chime in. Anyway, so again, you get, say, an Audio Technica record player. All right, it's going to have something like this on it, and you can interchange these by just lifting and pulling it loose. And now this is off, and inside that is the little stylus. This is a terrible camera angle, but inside this is your little stylus. You can see it there between my fingers. All right, so you can get different kinds of styluses. You can get styluses that are very cost efficient, and you can get styluses that can go upwards of hundreds of dollars. And you basically get what you pay for. If you buy a very cheap stylus, you're not going to get a lot of sound range. You're going to hear a lot of high-pitched sounds. You're not going to, it's just going to be really staticky, possibly. depending on your records. And you may want, if you're just starting out, to begin with something like that. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you are really wanting to experience a softer, deeper sound and a rich, full audio experience, you may want to invest a little more in your Stylus. So, Audio-Technica has different levels of these that you can just fit in there, change them out. All right. Next, we have let's look at this one. It's a Pickering, which is an older style Stylus and cartridge. It came out in the 60s and 70s, and it was made to play the records from that time period. They had lots of bass and just a full, rich sound. Really good setup. This one, again, you can simply pull out this little stylus, and you can get different styluses that are in various qualities, and get more sound quality. The more you buy, or the more you pay, the better quality you get, the better sound quality you're going to get. Even a basic one, though, with this is going to sound pretty good, especially on the older vinyl, because it was just made for those. Okay, so it just snaps right in there, easily taken in and out. So one of these, probably around $100, I would guess. Then my last one I want to show you. This is it's the brand name is Shure, and this one, hard to see here. It's I believe a V15 Type 2, and Shure is spelled S-H-U-R-E. Now you can look these up on eBay or different places. They're no longer made, but they were like the needle, like cartridge and needle that were made in the 60s and 70s. They were like professional, like radio stations used them. Very, very popular, just well built, well calibrated, had excellent sound. Okay, so these, again, you can change these needles out very easily. They just slip in and out. So these three cartridges right here, I would rank them highest in quality, second place, and third place. All right. Personally, this Shure came to me on a vintage record player I got at a pawn shop. I gave $50 for this record player, and I'm still working on the record player. I don't know if any of you out there know of the dual 1019s, but they are very mechanical. They have a lot of metal parts under them, and it's not a lot of electronics. It's a lot of gears and connecting parts and things that have been oiled and greased, and that grease has gotten dry over the years. And so I'm having to go through now and clean everything, redo everything, and put it back together. So I noticed though that this Shure cartridge is on it. So I'm planning on taking this now, and I had this Pickering on my Marantz 6150 turntable, and I'm planning now to put the Shure cartridge and a new needle on my Marantz and see how that sounds. My goal is to have 2 or 3 different cartridges set up and ready to go, so I can change them out periodically for different types of music, newer albums versus my older albums. The sound's just different. You just can't replicate it all on the same setup. You need to be able to change it out so you can get a variety of the sounds you want, if that makes sense. So yeah, and also I'd like to just say that today's needles, today's cartridges, they're all manufactured in Japan by, I believe, one company now. We're down to one company that's producing these things. So all of these like Shure and Pickering, they're no longer around. They're out of business. They're gone. The people that were making that technology in the old days are no longer with us, probably. Most of them, if not all, they're gone. So I hope that we have not lost the folks that can bring us this quality like they did. The new things that they're putting out now, they're more geared towards synthesized, computerized music, higher range, high pitched, and you just don't have a range from lows to highs like you used to have, or even lows to mids. It's all just high, flat, cold sounds now. It's not to say that there aren't some good ones out there now. I'm sure that there are, but they're few and far between compared to the way it used to be. So I am hoping that with the resurgence in vinyl that has come about in the last 15 years, that companies will eventually start firing back up that make some good quality needles and cartridges again. So yeah, I am by no means an expert on any of this. I'm just a guy who has loved vinyl records since he was a kid. I've still got my first album I bought when I was 9 years old. It's in there on a shelf, and I have I'd say most of the albums I've had all my life. I still have them, and I still to this day continue to look for them at thrift stores and different places. And I've just found it hard, though, to spend what they want for new albums, especially when they're re-releases of older albums that I'm totally happy getting the originals at like thrift stores and things, or antique malls or different places like that, and pay maximum 20 or 25 bucks versus paying 60 for a brand new re-release. I prefer to have the new ones, or have the old ones, sorry. The new ones are great, and if you want to spend your money that way and get brand new, if that's your style, that's totally fine. But for me personally, I like the classics. I like them to be classic. I like the thought of someone in 1968 or 1974 or 1982 or whatever, someone had this album when it was new, played it, enjoyed it. This album has been listened to by who knows who, and now I have it and I get to listen to that. And so that's pretty amazing to me. So anyway, this is just something to consider. It'll make a big difference in your sound quality. You can go on eBay, and of course eBay is great. You can find all kinds of these different setups for sale for various prices. Like I said, some are going to be pretty pricey, but some are pretty reasonable. And I highly recommend, if you find a seller that they really focus on this type of stuff and they've been doing it for a while, start messaging them, start talking to them about their product, and you'll learn a lot from them. I have talked with people that are just great. They give me lots of valuable tips and information about these electronics that's very useful. They're very good people. They love the hobby as you do, and it's just great to get to know other folks that do. So I hope this helps. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon on the next go around. Bye.